know, there are squatters on the rise here in America. Yes, many horror stories, according to the National Rental Home Council Trade Group. In fact, just in the city of Atlanta, 1,200 homes have been squatted in the city. Police going in to try to evict somebody. They say it's so slow. Homeowners have now resorted paying businesses to come in and help get the people evicted. And that's where Flash Shelton comes in. This is his job. He goes in and gets squatters out of people's homes. Obviously, it's an issue that may be not getting a lot of attention until it happens to you. Flash Shelton joins us now. Flash, welcome in. We see in Joe Biden's America a lot of things we never thought we would see. And now I guess people have nowhere to live, so they just decide to go into some random person's house. And it's a huge issue. Tell us particularly why you're seeing, or you think you're seeing, such an increase in squatters.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that these are not people that are homeless. They're not looking for a place to live. In all of the cases that I have worked with so far, it's a criminal type. It's a self-entitled group of people that that the laws are allowing to go in. I mean, it's like this because the interpretation of the laws the way they are, that were never intended to allow people to take over residential maintained properties in the first place, is telling them that they can move in even when somebody goes on vacation. In a situation I've dealt with, move in, there's no fine, there's no penalty, there's no restitution. They can damage a house.
It's so frightening.
They don't have to pay.
Yeah, and that's an excellent point. I'm in Florida. Basically, they're saying it doesn't matter how they get into your property. We have a lot of snowbirds in Florida, as you know, Flash. They could get title and ownership of the property. It seems like they have more rights than truly the homeowner. So tell us what your job is, what you do when you people call you and say this is an emergency, and sadly the police are handcuffed. They can't really get in and help the way you can. What do you do?
So my main objective is squatter law change. So that's the first thing that I'm focusing on. But, I start every situation with a Zoom consultation where I ask somebody to contribute to squatter law change. I assess the situation, figure out how I can help them. Sometimes I'm just giving them advice, and sometimes I'm just setting their mind at ease so that they have somebody to talk to.
And like a therapist.
Yes, sometimes it's
but then you go in there, right? You actually physically sometimes have to go in and confront these people. What happens when you do that?
Yeah, so I'll meet with local law enforcement, and I will try to just do an intervention. And sometimes they will leave if they're afraid to be exposed on camera. But if I have to, go in or do a lockout or something like that, the situation varies. I mean, there is risk. So I ask everyone to just remember it is property and not to risk your life.
Well, we know Georgia Republicans are trying to go after the squatters in Atlanta with some hard-hitting bills. Obviously, they're doing this because it is a real problem. In my final 30 seconds, is there any way you can prevent it from happening to you? I mean, how do you stop it if you're somebody who has a second property and maybe an elderly parent has a property? Is there really a way to avoid this now?
Yes, actually, there's a very simple way, and I do have some prevention videos on my YouTube, Outside the Box with Flash. Cameras and alarm system, because rights that squatters get come down to a couple different things. One is possession, and if they can prove that they've been there and you can't prove how they got in and when they got in, then it's your word against them, and it always goes towards them. The other thing is an alarm system. Basically cameras and alarm.
Right.
That
which is simple now.
Well
you can get like a Ring camera. It doesn't have to be expensive, cost prohibitive, but protect your property before the squatters get in, and you have to call Flash to the rescue. I like your name though, sir. It's really it makes what you do a little more exciting. So thank you so much. It's great information. People may not have heard about it, but definitely they need to be aware because these squatters have a lot of rights. No offense. We don't want to have to call you if we don't have to. Thank you, sir. Good to have you in.
Thank you. Sign my petition.
All right, folks.